Welcome, everyone. We're going to wait as all of our attendees are being loaded in. You are at our Welcome to ASU pre-arrival webinar for our graduate international students coming this spring 2025. So we're going to wait as all of our attendees are loaded and get started in just about a minute. All right, it looks like our attendee numbers are starting to slow down as people join. I'm just going to take a slow minute to introduce you to make sure everyone hops on. We will have introduction slides, but just so you know, my name is Haley. And this is your pre-arrival welcome to ASU Zoom session where we'll have graduates, international students that are coming here this spring. You guys can ask questions in the Q&A during this whole session. Please keep in mind we have a lot of follow-up pre-arrivals, so we might push you to a later Zoom session if you have specific questions, but we'll go over those details throughout the time. So we want today to be a big welcome to you coming to ASU, and I have my team here to introduce themselves in a minute. But without further ado, I'm going to move us forward. Okay, so today is a really nice, soft, hopeful, welcoming pre-arrival. So we're going to introduce you to some of our team members, kind of why we're doing this, some information, and just welcome information in general. As I mentioned at the end, we will have a follow-up with our next pre-arrival, so some more information. So you know, the International Student and Scholar Center is rather big. This is not all the friendly faces that you will see, but this is just some of them that are in the International Students and Scholars office. So we are here to serve you and to help you. As you can see, sometimes we have these fancy blazers, but we also look like normal humans that don't match all the time. So feel free if you see any of these individuals to say hi. Our International Student and Scholar Center, we do have a representative on all campuses. This is the map of Tempe campus, and the picture down on the left is what our office actually looks like. So big in yellow, International Center, you're in the right place. We do have students from over about 158 countries from around the world. So it's a very diverse group of international students coming here, which is really exciting. So we hope you get to know people from different countries while you're here. And our office helps support immigration information and compliance. We help with employment resources. We are not the Career Center, but we do help with some of specific immigration related career and employment bits. And we help you guys connect with each other and resources. So hopefully you'll see that throughout our pre-arrival Zoom sessions. And just so you know, we are located in the Student Services Building on Tempe campus, which is well known as the SSV. ASU loves our acronyms, the short letters. It's our favorite thing. So I'm sorry, but you will start to get used to it. International Student and Scholar Center, we call ourselves the ISSC. So introduction number 1 to ASU. So this is all on our website. We will email you more than you probably want us to, so do check those emails. But if you need to find the ISSC, this is some information as we go through our PowerPoint slides. I might not read every slide because I'm sending these slides out to you after you attend this session. So you can feel free to go and click on some of these underlying areas to find out more information. But just so you know, our office is available for drop-ins and appointments. This is the information on the right for our Tempe campus. But as I mentioned, we do have members on all campuses to help you. So this is the information for both downtown or for all downtown, Poly, and West Campus as well. So if you ever need to contact us, you can go down to this link and find out different ways to contact us. But as I mentioned, our website is probably our golden ticket to find all information. So we really do ask that you go to the ISSC website before you ask us questions. I bet a lot of money that most of the questions that you have, the answers are found in here. But of course, if you're having a hard time understanding it, if you have any follow-up questions, that's when, of course, you reach out to any of us if you have any questions. Another place you can find out more information on is all of our social media. I will say our our social media team, our communications team is fantastic. I follow our Instagram just for pure fun, and it's informative. So do use these resources as a place to find information. Okay, so I'm gonna pause there. We do have an introduction slide for everyone as a group, but I just want each member of my team on here to actually say a quick hello and your name, so that way we don't have specific slides for each person. But my name is Haley Cousino. I am the I'm the Associate Director of International Graduate Students here at ASU. And Barun, you're in the box right below me, so I'm gonna have you jump on. Just a quick introduction would be great.
Hello everyone, my name is Bharat Mishra. I am a senior majoring in aerospace engineering and I am a global peer mentor. So I work with all of you international incoming students.
Okay, I can go next. My name is KJ Faruqi. I work for ISSC. I am the coordinator for graduate student initiatives team. You will see me all the time on the events. When you do see me, please come by and say hello. Thank you for joining.
I can go next. Hello, my name is Catalina. I am a first year master student here at ASU. I did also my undergrad here. And I am a global peer mentor. So I will be closely working with some of you guys hopefully next semester.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sumi. I'm doing my master's in information technology here at ASU, and I also work as one of the global peer mentors. So yeah, like they all said, you'll see us all the time, and I'm very excited to speak to you all today.
Great, thank you all. So as a welcome, we just kind of want to give you some general information. We're going to have pre-arrival Zoom sessions. At the end, we'll share all of them, but we'll have specifics, housing, things like that, health insurance. So today we're just talking general information. You guys have almost 2 months before you arrive, so we don't want to stress you out with too many details, but just like, where are you coming to, right? So Phoenix is our big city that we all live around, or if you're on Phoenix downtown campus, you're going to be inside the city. So it's definitely a big city in the United States. It's the 5th largest city. And we've got all these fun facts. The average temperature is 75 degrees. That sounds so mild compared to where it fluctuates. But it doesn't rain a lot, as you can see, and it is a desert, but it is a city, right? So it's a financial hub. It is a transportation hub. It is quite a busy, fun place. So if you like a city, it's pretty easy to get downtown from any of our campuses. We have different ASU buses that go to all of the campuses. So if you want to go check out downtown and you're on West, Poly, or Tempe, you can simply get on an ASU shuttle bus and go to the city. So it's nice and easy to get to, and it is a bustling, big US city. Tempe is our larger population of students is found on our Tempe campus. And I think it's the original campus. So it's pretty historical, 1894. So we've got some old buildings that we like to brag about, some cool features. And it does have many of our Fulton Engineering and WP Carey students here. Walter Cronkite is both on Tempe and in downtown. Tempe is also a bustling area, although it is not the massive city of Phoenix. It's got fun downtown. It's got a mountain, this mountain that we always like to have people hike up and down. So there's definitely things to do around these locations. West Campus is kind of northwest area. So this has a Spanish colonial vibe to it. So it's a very beautiful, different looking campus. Both West and Poly look nothing like our downtown and Tempe campus. I would argue all campuses kind of have their own feel to it. So it has less students, although it is growing in size actually. And many of our undergrad are here, but if you're a graduate student heading out to West Campus, we're going to be jealous of the beauty of your campus, I think. So do enjoy for us. Polytechnic, a lot of our grad students do go here as well. So this probably has more of the desert vibe, which is, I love the desert plants. So I really love going to Poly campus for its beauty in a different way than Tempe, where I spend most of my time. And again, we have a lot of our engineering students out here as well, and some of our WP carries. So this area definitely focuses on project-based learning. So you might have labs and things like that out at Polytechnic campus. So we do have a big campus, or multiple campuses on a big area, but again, they're all connected by a bus system you have free access to. So if you have classes in one area and live in a different area, it is definitely common for students to do that. So it's totally okay if you're bouncing around. They aren't super close, so make sure you look at that travel time. So next, I actually asked my student workers to pull in some of misconceptions that they heard about when they were coming to ASU. And we kind of just want to address this as a welcome thing to get you guys thinking about what people tell you versus the reality. It's going to be different for everyone. Everyone has their own experiences that come to ASU and the US with different backgrounds. So this is just a very general thing. But there's some misconceptions about cost. So studying in the US can be expensive. But there are ways to make it more affordable, whether it's with financial aid, applying to scholarships, if you look for a work study program. So there are different ways to kind of research that. Our office is not the financial aid office. We can try to connect you with different scholarships, but really reaching out to the financial aid office is going to be your best bet if you are looking to help reduce that cost. And throughout these webinars this month, we will also be getting little tips on how to save money from students themselves. So then the university focus, US academics really focus on academics like everyone else, but also in the US, whether it's the same for you at home or not, we really focus on our extracurriculars. So what do you do outside of school? That's a big thing when international students do come to ASU, is that our domestic students are very engaged in clubs and have all these different experiences to show off work experience. And so we really encourage our international students when you get here is to join clubs, to be active, to get involved outside of your classroom. So that's a thing that we really strongly value in the US, both in our academics and in the future when people are looking to hire you. Next is that school location. So schools in the US, just in general, can be in many different locations. And ASU is kind of that example. As I mentioned, we have many different campuses in many different locations, even within Phoenix metropolis area. So if you're visiting a friend at in the US and you're visiting a friend in Washington or DC or Michigan or something like that, all of these universities are going to look different. Some are out in the middle of farming land, some are in the city. So it'll be fun to explore if you have time. And again, ASU campuses, we already went through that. They're very different. They have very unique experiences to offer. So even if you don't have a class out on West, maybe take the bus one day and go explore. So staying in the US after you graduate can be challenging. We want to make sure you understand that coming into going to school at ASU, that it's not guaranteed, and to get a job after having a degree at ASU. So we really want to make sure you do get involved with our career centers and consult with the ISSC when looking for internships and jobs. We want to make sure we can help you as best as possible. So do constantly, meet with people who offer resources. That's one thing we strongly encourage. And I love this wealth. You don't need to be wealthy to study in the US. No, it does cost money, but we hope that it doesn't everyone out. And then one thing we do kind of want to mention, ASU in the US has some of a reputation to be a party school, but that's not for everyone. So it's less common for graduate students. A lot of people are very serious once they get to grad school. So I hope you guys all are as well. And many people do just focus on academics. It's okay to have a little bit of fun. You are at school, but make sure if you are going to have any fun in the US to follow our federal laws, which in our other career rivals, we can go over more in detail. So this is our team. I know KJ and I introduced ourselves, but we also have two student workers, Christine and Ryan. We will have a third. We're hiring for one now, so waiting on our third student worker. So you can always reach out to this team. You might see us out and about many of our events. Some of these individuals will be there. are our emails if you would like to reach out to us. A big thing is when you're reaching out to us to please use your ASU ID number. That helps us identify who you are in case you have the same name as someone else. And then, yeah, we hope to see you around. Next is our global peer mentors. So I don't know if you've noticed, I hope you did, but I think we have 4 of them here today. But you have a whole team, and you might have a few new people as some of them graduate this winter. So these individuals will reach out to you at the beginning of the semester. Does anybody, Sumi, do you want to jump on and do a quick introduction of how you might reach out to your future mentee?
Sure. What the GPM program does is we mentor first semester students, which is all of you. In the first 2 weeks after you join here, you would be assigned to one of us, and then we would reach out to you over weekly emails. And then we highly encourage you guys to respond to our emails. And then we have our weekly events where you can show up and interact with us, or you can schedule one-on-ones with us. And we would sort of just be your buddy for the semester. And you can ask us any kind of questions that you have when, because you're new to the US and new to ASU, and you would have questions regarding, where can I find groceries, or, how do I get about? We would be covering a lot of that in the slides, but yeah, like questions that you have, you can reach out to us. And if we don't have the answers, we can guide you to resources. So yeah, that's what we do.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so just so you know, the ISSC has even more than us to help you out. So we have regional coordinators, an Indian student coordination team. This actually used to be a Mandarin team, but now it is, I realize, East and Southeast Asia. So we have expanded that a little bit more. We also have a sponsored team. So if you are a sponsored student, we have a team for you to help support you with some specifics that your team might have, your requirements might have. You don't know what I'm talking about? That's okay if you're not a sponsored student. We are hiring for a Northeast and North African region program coordinator. We also have a coordinator to help those who are in engineering, those out at Polytechnic campus, and of course, we have the advising team. So please make sure you do interact with the ISSC, whether it's with our global peer mentors or any of these specific teams if they might help you. But then KJ and I are here for you, regardless if you do or do not fit into any of these categories. We are absolutely here. All right, Barun, I believe you're taking it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. So, pre-arrival. So, I hope most of you who are here today are already decided to come to ASU. I hope you guys come to ASU. It's a fun place. So, if you guys have already decided, it's always best to start your preparations or like to do your travel arrangements at least 30 days before your semester start date. I tend to tell people like on these pre-arrival sessions to like do it at least 1.5 months because it gives you enough time to sort out any problems that there might be. The recommended date to arrive in ASU, at least the Tempe campus, is like January 10th. The semester begins on 13th of January for spring 2025. So it legally, please do not enter the US after your degree has started, like January 13th, because then the immigrations officer might deny you entry because you are late. That's just a legal reason, so it's always better to arrive at least enter the US at least before 13th, even if you can't make it on 13th. The admission services have prepared few very good list of documents that you should carry with you. So you can find those on these links, and even the ICC has a list of the recommended documents that you can take. And also the IAC will provide you with the legal counsel letter. It will provide you with a airport recommendation and 3 other letters, which you should definitely carry with you because sometimes immigration officers do ask for it. And my best advice here would be to make sure all your documents are ready. And if you have any confusions and everything, please email ISSC as soon as possible. It's better if you do it early because towards the end or like closer to the start date, ISSC will get busier. There will be a lot of people emailing them, and your email might get lost. So it's always better to finish up your documentation early. You cannot be too careful in this conditions, because immigration is a very complicated topic. There is no one way to do it, so it's always better to have extra stuff than less.
And just a quick jump in before we move forward. Everything Varun said is correct, but we will have a pre-arrival, a general pre-arrival, which we will go over in detail, the documents, the things that you need. So if that sounds stressful, don't worry, we have something coming for you.
Okay, so ASU is very kind enough to provide anyone, like every one of you guys who's coming into like for the first time, to provide you with one free Uber or Lyft ride. So if you guys are from India, then it's like Uber and Ola. So here it's Uber and Lyft. Please download these apps before you come to the US, because you might not have internet connection when you land. You have to serve. So the information about this particular service will be sent out to you sometime in December. Please keep an eye on your ASU emails. You will have to sign up. I think it's a Google form that you have to fill out, and then you need to sign up for the graduate welcome to receive this code. And if you do not fill out, we cannot provide you with the code, because that's how the whole process is set up. So please make sure you fill this out a week before you arrive, because it takes them to identify and like send you a code, and then you can have this code already like with you, like stored somewhere. So when you land in the US, you can just open your Uber ride and then punch in the code to take the free Uber ride wherever you want. But make sure, but remember, it's just one, so you can only use it once. And once you've used it, it's not valid again. But yeah, please download these apps before you land. It's safer that way.
All right, I think I'm going to jump in on this one. So you all will have orientations for your programs, or you probably will. If you do have an orientation for your specific degree program and it's mandatory, it truly is mandatory. So make sure that you do attend that. That we cannot impact. However, our team does host the International Graduate Welcome. And so if you are a Tempe campus student, we will have it on January 10th. I am working with the other campuses. This is our first time doing it. We're going to have our grad welcomes on each campus instead of bringing you guys all together and learning about Tempe if you're not a Tempe student. So we want to make sure it's fair, and we're really giving you a better welcome for the area that you'll spend more time on. So by tomorrow, November 15th, we will have all of the dates updated. So as I mentioned, this PowerPoint slide will be emailed out to you after probably starting next week. So I have those dates, and we're going to put updates like that in the slide. So if you are on Poly, West, or downtown, we'll make sure we update where your location and date is for your arrival. But you will also be emailed by ASU. We'll need you to register, as Varun said, for the welcome event to get that free ride from the airport. So all of this information will be emailed out to you a ton. We just kind of want to remind you that week of the 10th of January 10th, you really should be looking at plane tickets or riding it before that. Okay. That's going to be very important. And again, this information will come out. This is an in-person event with information and interactive activities. And so we really want to make sure that you do attend this. It is important. And we go over immigration compliance at this event. All right. We did cover this a little bit, but as Sumi had mentioned, this is part of your team. So this photo on the right, as you can see, a few of them are actually in this picture. We do fun things, like we went to Sedona for a trip and we took students hiking and did all these fun exploration. And this photo is from what, maybe a few weeks ago, everyone. So we are a fun group that likes to help you. So please look for the Global Peer emails, mentor emails. They will be emailing you that first week, as Sumi had mentioned. So definitely check them out once we send these PowerPoints out later.
All right.
Catalina,
So,
I believe, yeah, I was going to say, take over. Let me stop talking.
yeah, so we GPMs have prepared like a general guide answering common questions and recommendations you guys might have about Tempe. So that PDF includes information on a variety of topics, from transportation to grocery shopping, what the culture path is, natural places that you may want to visit, good restaurants, stuff like that. So all of the questions you may have. And you can access that PDF by clicking on that link. I would recommend it because it's really, really helpful. So whenever you guys do get this PowerPoint, I would definitely be clicking on that link. Okay, so once you get here, you're more definitely gonna get introduced to these things as well. But just a quick overview of what the Coalition of International Students is. So this is I guess organization of sorts that aims to promote communication amongst all international students. So it's a place for all of us to come together and interact with each other, and it's a really, really fun place to be at. So this is basically a big organization under which there is a lot of organizations. And I think Sumi can add a little bit more to it because she was in CIS last semester. So if you want to add on to that.
Yes, yes. So CIS is one of the 8 coalitions that we have here at ASU, and it's like a community for international students. You meet fellow international students, and then they host events like that cater to. So we have students of like over 150 countries, I believe, at CIS. Which is, yeah, so and we have international night. So international night is like our signature event. What we do is we have sort of like tables, like pavilions of all these like all the different clubs that we have. You get to see cultures, like all the different cultures that you have here at ASU, and there'll be food, there'll be music, and it's great. So you guys would be able to attend it next year, I believe. Yeah, and it's also a great place to sign up for like leadership. You know, you sign up to be on the e-board, and yeah, it's yeah.
All right, so Thunderbolt Sync. You might be wondering how to join fun events like International Night and events like the one Sumi was mentioning, or like events like what us GPMs organize. So Thunderbolt Sync is going to be your first point for this. It's a website that you can easily access. If you're wondering how to do it, just Google Thunderbolt Sync. And it's an easy way to discover and join student organizations. So here you will find every student organization on campus. And honestly, we have a big range of them. So whatever your interest is, we might have an organization or a club about it. And here, like I was saying, you can RSVP for events, connect with others that share similar interests. So this is basically the best way to start getting involved on campus. New students can also use it to make friends, build connections, and stay informed about opportunities that enhance their ASU experience, like the PowerPoint says. But like I was saying, this is the best way to get more involved on campus. If you are bored and are looking for something to do, I would definitely go to Thunderbolt Sync, and I can assure you there's an event that will be a lot of fun. All right, so GSG, or the Graduate Student Government. So this is basically what represents you. The GSG advocate for us graduate students, and they also provide resources and services, and they advocate for us, like I said before. So their overall goal is to enhance our academic experience, and they provide a lot of things like funding for research and conference travel. So if you get here and you want to do research, you can apply for their funding, which is really nice. They organize events to create this sense of community. As you can tell, we really like a community, and we really are focused on building a community because we want you to feel welcome. And they also advocate for us, so they push for improvements on campus in local, state, and federal government to support us in our academic and personal success. Safety around ASU campus. You might be wondering how safe it is to go around campus. So there's 2 main things that you need to know about safety. There's first of all, I would download the ASU Live Safe app. I've had it on my phone and it's very, very helpful. So there's two things that this app will do. First thing is, there's gonna be resource and alerts. So ASU will provide crime alerts and transportation info, emergency advisories. So whatever may happen, for example, if there's been an incident near campus, they will send an alert so you can avoid the area and you can kind of plan around that. And they also have safety features. So if you're ever on campus really late at night, and you don't feel comfortable walking back home on your own, you can always jump on that app and ask for a safe walk, a monitor trip. You can ask for a safety escort service. So all of these things are basically here to make you feel as safe as possible. But keep in mind, this is not a replacement for 911. So if you're actually in a life-threatening situation, always, always, always go for 911. And kind of on that same note, there's the emergency call boxes, and these are all over campus. Once you get here, you'll see them, and they're marked with a blue light on top. So these are located on the parking lot, on highly trafficked areas of ASU, and they're basically here so you can press them whenever you need. They are connected to our 911 center, and many have surveillance cameras on or near them. So if you're ever in trouble on campus and need immediate help, please feel free to press that button. If you don't need immediate help, do not press the button. It's an emergency button.
And also, this sounds scary. ASU is not like a high crime campus or anything like that. It's just in the US, we really like to have our safety covered. US is always people are afraid to be sued or someone to get hurt. So we try to really make sure everything feels comfortable and safe. So these are all just extras, but I do want to express that campus is not a particularly dangerous place to be. It's a pretty safe place to be. So it's just if you're feeling uncomfortable, this is something to help you out. And if there ever is an emergency, this is something to help you out.
SIM cards. You might be wondering how to communicate with people once you get here. So once you get here, ISSC does this wonderful thing. They'll give you a SIM card that is free for 1 month through Mint Mobile. And this is fairly easy to set up. You just have to scan a QR code, put a couple information like your email, and then you'll have a working SIM card for a month. After that month, you kind of have to figure out how you want to continue having your phone plan. Some people change providers, some people stay with Mint Mobile, whatever is easier for you, whatever you think is best for you. So you'll find the 1 month free of Mint Mobile service on your bags that you will be given on welcome events. At the airport, if you arrive during the week of arrival, or if not, please feel free to go to the ISSC front desk and they will give you one. You can change plans after, like I said, and always keep your phone number. So once you use the 1 month of Mint Mobile, you will be assigned an American phone number. And if you do not wish to continue with Mint Mobile after, you can always keep your phone number and change services as well. And then this, I think, is very important. So you might be wondering what to bring and what you might miss. I've been back and forth quite a lot, so I kind of have an idea of what I've been missing the couple times that I've been home. So for this, I think things you might forget, things that you don't always think about. Comfort food and spices. I think it's very important. As an international student, there's foods from back home that I haven't found here. So I always like to bring a couple snacks, nothing crazy, but I always like to bring a couple snacks back from home, a couple spices that I know will make me feel more at home when I'm cooking, or non-perishable food. So small things that I know that won't be flagged at in the airport, but things that will remind me of home whenever I'm here. Cultural clothing. This is a big thing that I think is very important. Don't forget to bring some traditional attire if you so wish to do it. Because the university does hold cultural events or festivals, so you might want to show off your culture in those events. And I think it's a great fun way of having other people learn about your culture as well. Weather appropriate clothing. This is something that I didn't think about, knowing that Arizona is really warm and it's a desert, because that's what we all know about Arizona. But it can get chilly over winter, which is something that I didn't take into consideration coming here. So feel free to bring a couple layers because you might need them. Another thing that I keep forgetting is power adapters. Make sure that you have the right adapters for your devices. It might seem obvious, but I kept forgetting adapters for myself when I first came here. And then essentials to remember: your laptop and your electronics. I'll doubt you forget that, but just in case. You'll need them for studying, staying connected, and obviously accessing all of the wonderful resources that ASU has for you. A reusable water bottle. Being in the desert is very important to stay hydrated. So please bring a reusable water bottle, because then you'll be environmentally friendly, and also it's very convenient. Reusable bags, the tote bags, as we call them, they can be very handy for grocery shopping, quick trips to either the grocery store or campus. So you can use them basically anytime. And health essentials, again, within reason, you can bring some over-the-counter medicine that you might not find here, or like some vitamins. I know some people prefer vitamins from back home, stuff like that. Again, don't fill up your suitcase to the brim with medicine, because that might flag you at the airport. But bring a couple things that might be helpful. I know I always like to bring a couple of cold medicine from back home because that works better for me. So stuff like that. But yeah, those are things that you might want to write down, keep in mind for whenever you're getting ready to actually come here.
I just have to, I love someone's Q&A of, do we have reusable water bottles in the welcome bag? I love the hint. We do. So the reusable bags and water bottles, yeah, Barun won one. So we have them as prizes. So definitely you got to come to our events, and you may go home with one. But your welcome bag will be one of many reusable bags that you will get. But also shout out to whoever added those onto our PowerPoint slide. We are #1 in sustainability. So I love the honoring of our sustainable actions here. So way to go.
Just one thing before we move on. For health essentials, please get whatever medicine you want or you need to have. It's just that make sure you have a prescription from your certified doctor. It just makes it easier for you at immigration or customs, so that at least they know, okay, so you're just not getting it in because you want to. You actually need them. It's just easier to not deal with customs.
Thank you.
Especially with prescribed medicine. So like antibiotics and all of that stuff, you do need a doctor's note for those.
Sumi, is this you or me? I forget. Sorry, everyone.
I can talk about it here. So let's talk about meal plans. So ASU provides meal plans for students here, and it is not required for graduate students to get a meal plan, but you can get it if you want to, because it's convenient. What you can do is you can purchase, so it's called MNGs here, it's maroon and gold dollars. And voluntary MNG is MNG that you purchase through the website or in person at the office, meal plan office. And you purchase this, it sort of like gets charged to your card, and then and you can use that to pay at any of the on-campus like the food places that we have. And we have a lot of them. We have these dining halls, and they all provide great food. So this is a great option to have if you're like, I don't know, struggling to like cook in the initial phase or whatever. And bonus MNG is freebie dollars that we provide to you as a part. They have promotional campaigns all the time. And sometimes they are like, if you purchase for 25, you get $30 of credit. And these dollars are on your Sun card in a different bucket and will not be used until you have used all of your the voluntary MNG that you've purchased. And You cannot use bonus MNG at any of our local vendor partners. Yeah, so, and here's the link. So yeah, you can check out the link for more info with that for you.
That's what I was gonna say.
Um,
This is something that you should just dive into, right? If you want to eat on campus, check it out. It's gonna be your best decision. Catalina, did you have anything to add? Sorry, I cut you off.
yeah, sorry, no, I just wanted to say that on the meal plans, um, I found very helpful because as a grad student, I get really, really busy. So sometimes I don't have the time to cook. And I find it really convenient that I can go to the on-campus restaurants, use my Sun card, and then just get a meal out of that. So if, for what, like Sumi was saying, if you are struggling to cook, if you are struggling to keep a good, healthy eating schedule, this can always come in clutch and help you a little bit when it comes to that.
And the dining halls also have like different cuisines. It's not just American food. They have Asian food. They have pizzas. They have a lot of food options. So it's a great thing to try out. Grocery shopping. So here at, around ASU, like we have a lot of different places where you can go shop for food. So these are some of the options, Safeway, Fry's, Walmart, and they're all pretty accessible as well. We have the local, like the Orbit buses. You can take either the buses, the streetcars. They should. It's all easily accessible. Some are even within walking distance. So you should be able to find almost everything that you're looking for close to campus.
Yeah, and here's like another page of them, right? So there's a lot of them out there. We just are showing you kind of some of the options so you guys realize there's a lot of stuff around all the campuses when you get here.
And Trader Joe's and Whole Foods is actually pretty close to campus as well.
Very walkable.
Weather. So I mean, when you think of Arizona, everyone's like, oh my God, it's hot. But it actually gets cold as well. Like we're wearing hoodies right now. It's I think it was like 3 degrees Celsius, like early in the morning, this like I think past week. So it is hot, but it also gets really cold in the winter. So it's very important that you pack like, your favorite jacket or some sweaters. Um, yeah, because you would need it. And desert nights can be cold and temperature can have big changes. Yes, like it can get hot during the day, but then it will be cold in the night. So you sort of carry one around. Like that's what we're doing, like right now. And also just almost like just 2 hours away from where like around like college, you can see snow like North Arizona where there's Flagstaff and stuff, like Flagstaff and I visited Greer and yeah, it snows in those places and so it's something you should definitely go check out maybe during the break as well. Yeah,
I
because
saw
you can
someone
go
said,
skiing, snowboard. Yeah.
someone said, where do we get to see snow? 2 hours north. Sometimes even when you're in town, there's cactuses and you can look up in the mountains and in the mornings there'll be snow in the mountains, but it's like t-shirt weather in town. So it's kind of cool. And someone asked it, this is scary. I hope I asked the question, the weather. So please let me know what you feel like is scary. We don't want to make you feel scared. It's just so you know to bring a jacket, right? Too many people arrive in January in like t-shirts and shorts and they're like, oh my gosh, it's cold. It's not that cold. I mean, it gets chilly at night. But we just want you to be better aware of what you're coming to. It's nice. We're not just a hot desert.
Has someone raised their hand?
I don't think so. You can
Okay.
keep going. If you have a question, keep at them in the Q&A. Hopefully we're gonna end in about 5-10 minutes. And so I'm gonna read through some of the Q&A so everyone can hear some of the answers.
Okay, bikes and scooters. I think there was a question on this as well. So ASU is a great place to bike or ride a scooter. I think Haley is the best person to talk about this. But I mean, like we're sustainable, right? And then like, so we highly encourage you to like have a bike or a scooter. And we in fact have like, we have walk only zones in like certain places of the campus, like the center part of the campus is like walk only zones for like a certain time. So make sure you sort of, you walk your bike and scooter. But otherwise it's very bikeable. But yes, it's very important that you lock your bike or scooter with a U-lock, and you have to make sure that you take care of it because it might get stolen if you
Yeah.
don't. So
I was gonna say, when I said ASU is a very safe campus, it is, because the most common crime is not violence or anything like that. It's people stealing bikes that are not locked up. So you want to make sure you lock up your bike. We'll have more information on that in our next preview.
yeah, and you also make sure you get a good helmet because safety is important. Next is locations for meditation and praying. So ASU again has multiple locations for like if that you can use if you want to meditate, if you want to pray, or just like sort of like contemplate. And these are some of them. You would have the PPT, and you should be able to check these out. So we have interfaith resources, Danforth Chapel, mindfulness at ASU. These are some of the things we have in Tempe, but we also have them in the other campuses. So I go to Polytechnic, and I know that they have the Crow's Nest, where that's also like a quiet place where you can sort of meditate. Yeah. Canvas courses.
I'll do this one. Or do you want to do it?
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay. So just so you guys all know, it's just the way my screen looks. So Canvas course, you'll use your Canvas course a lot for your homework assignments and things. So our team has created a course on there. It's just a resource hub. Mid-December, around December 15th, we're going to send out an email to all of you to enroll. We want to make sure all the information is up to date right now, and it will have so much information: biking information, hiking information, shopping, health insurance. The list goes on. This team here and others will keep making more and more videos and quizzes and content for you to learn about living in Arizona and going to school at ASU. So we highly encourage you, once that goes live, to interact with it, find out information. There's like discussion boards. You can ask us questions. You can really engage in it and find out more about life here. We'll also have all of these webinars uploaded on there, all the PowerPoints uploaded on there. We're going to have your checklist for flying. All of that information will be located on this, and you'll have access to this. I believe it's around December 15th. It'll be the 30 days before you get here. So we want to make sure before you arrive, you have all the information that you could possibly need. So without further ado, I'm going to keep going. This is a useful thing, the International Student Handbook. It's kind of like what we just went over, but with more details about banking and things like that. And it's more in a magazine style. So we really encourage you guys to check this out. Some of our team has helped update this throughout the year. So yeah, we want to make sure that you guys are using all the different resources. So whether if it's the PowerPoint slides that we give you, the recording of us, or the handbook, we just want to make sure that we're providing you information in kind of different ways. So many of you had a lot of questions that we're going to be answering in our other pre-arrival. As I mentioned, this is just a welcome. We want you to feel welcome and to understand that we have resources and a lot of information and a lot of people that you could ask for that information. We're going to try to condense it though into different pre-arrivals. We really don't want to overwhelm you with all of the information today. So next Thursday, our Thursday, at our 8 a.m. So 2 hours later, everyone here is very happy. By the way, everyone woke up at 6 a.m. for you. So thank you to the team that is here very early for some of our students. But we'll have a housing webinar. So if you have questions about on-campus, off-campus housing, please come to that. We will then have a week later, health insurance webinar, because your health insurance starts 30 days before class starts. So when you arrive in the US, you'll be covered. And I want you to understand what that is before you get here. So we have a health insurance webinar before you would arrive. Then we'll have a cultural adjustment one, as well as 3 general information sessions. So I encourage you to go to housing, health insurance, cultural adjustment in one of the 3 general information. So the general information sessions on Monday, November 25th, December 9th. Oh, and that one's incorrect. I think it's December 19th. I'll have to update that last one before I send this out. All of those 3 sessions will have the exact same PowerPoint slides. We'll say the same thing, but we have it at different time zones. That way, we do have people from around the world. We want to make sure that we're kind of adjusting that. And some students will be accepting coming to ASU later than others. So we want to make sure that general information is very available. And we only suggest you attend one of those. But I do strongly suggest for everyone to attend the housing one if you have any questions about housing, health insurance, if you have any questions about health insurance, and cultural adjustment, as well as one of the general information sessions where we will go over pre-arrival information, the documents you might need, a more detailed shopping list, and any information that's kind of that before you arrive here need to know. And then to sum it all up, we will have a live Q&A on December 19th. I'm going to check all of these dates before I send this out to you, but you should have gotten an email. If you're signed up here, you got the original email with all the information. But that's for you to come back after you've listened to these recordings, read the PowerPoint slides we sent out, or after attending today. If you have more questions for us, we're simply going to be here to answer questions during that live Q&A. That way we make sure we do cover everything you might be concerned about. So yeah, that's what I thought. Good. Now for the Q&A. We have a few of our questions. So I know, KJ, you've been the most active and helpful person on our Q&A. Are there some common theme questions that I should go over, or our team here should answer?
I think that mostly the questions, there were some housing questions. They wanted to know if, and I told them that we will have the webinar for housing, so please attend that. And there were some general attendance questions I think, and also for that, I also told them to attend one of the general webinars. I think one of the other questions was about the visa. Some of them haven't been getting visa, and I think we can talk about it, what ASU policy on that is, if you want to go over that with them, because they've been rejected and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, so remind me of the ones. I'm going to go backwards with the questions that you just mentioned. So jog my memory when I start forgetting. But for the visas interviews, if you're having an issue, our admissions team, ASU admissions, helps more with that, because that's when you're being admitted into ASU. Our team helps once you're here. So we do suggest you to go to ASU admissions, reach out to them for any kind of tips on the questions that you might be asked in your visa appointments. However, it is hard, right? Like that's a common challenge. So I also, as much as we can't help you, I want you to know that we have a lot of students that it's taken 3 semesters through immigration questions. And sometimes it's easy during certain, that person's having a better day than others, or political, international political kind of environments are different. I don't know if our global peer mentors, I wouldn't give any suggestions on what to say, but if you guys kind of have any shared experience, maybe just a 30-second kind of soundbite if anyone has anything. No, that's all right. Yeah, it's a tough thing. And I would just say, kind of doing your research, right? Making sure that you have proof of enough financials, things like that can really help. I know there's a few questions about jobs. We do cover that in our pre-arrival. A big thing I want to say is that you can't get a job before you're here. I mean, you can get a job, but you can't start working before you're here. It's not common to get a job your first semester. It does happen, but it's not common. So I really hope you create an appropriate expectation for working on campus. And you have to apply through our student portal. You cannot reach out to a department and say, hey, give me a job. You can, for research assistants, you can talk to professors and see what kind of research assistant they're needing if you're in that degree program. But for general jobs on campus, you cannot just get a job through an email. Also, don't accept a job through an email if you haven't applied to it. That's a scam. So just a
Yeah.
tip on that.
A few things to add in, just general. Uh, yeah, make sure, basically, before coming in, make sure all your documents are ready, set, you have everything. Obviously, ISSC and ASU itself will keep emailing you stuff, like these are the important stuff, but always carry extra stuff that you think might be important and be too careful with that. When you get to immigration, we have different sessions covering this, just to put some people's mind at ease. During at immigration, you don't need to worry about anything. They're not actively trying to not let you in. They want to let you in. Just make sure you answer their question respectfully and carefully and answer everything. Don't be worried about anything. If they ask you for a second screening, it usually happened to me, happens to a lot of people. It's just them making some things sure. It's nothing on you. Second, when you come in, when you land here, and you feel like I need to feel like see some people come meet us at ISSC. We do a bunch of events, welcome events. We are planning bunch of stuff for you guys. Nothing scrumptious I won't mention, but we'll get those out to you so you can come hang out with us, make new friends, have fun. But yeah, that would be my few 30 seconds.
I just saw someone said there's a hold on the on-campus website. Because I think it might be a momentary thing. I noticed that yesterday as well. They are redoing like our system, so there might be pauses on job postings for a period of time. So just if you're having that issue, that may be it. I am not a tech person, so I don't think anyone on our team actually can have a specific answer for that. Another quick thing, if you have questions about iPosts or about any degree specific things like another webinar for your program, your academic advisor in your program is going to have to reach out to you for that. Just because ASU has like literally hundreds of degrees, our team cannot I wish I knew all that, but we can't possibly know all the details of what each program is providing. So I would reach out to your degree program and or your academic advisor when you have questions about your classes, about registration, about any pre-arrival for your specific session. Each degree generally has an orientation, so they will be reaching out to you. We're just kind of early because we just want to welcome you guys. So hopefully some of these questions you guys are asking are very detailed, so you can come to our other sessions to get those answers, those questions answered. For your tickets, you're allowed, you want to show proof. I don't think you actually have to have a flight coming back, but you need to show proof that you don't plan on staying here, in the way you talk to immigration, immigration officers at the airport. And that's not to say that you hope to maybe get a job in the US after you graduate, but the whole point is that you don't make it sound like you're only coming here to get employed, because you're coming here to get an education, right? And education does ideally lead into a wonderful employment. But when you're coming here, you're talking about, your connections to your home, and you're not like scheming just to live here forever. Even if that's your plan, just don't talk about it when you're talking to an immigration officer at the airport, right? Talk about realistically, you're going to university, you're excited to share your knowledge and learn more, and you're just coming here for a 2-degree program or a 3-degree program.
It's helpful. The one thing helpful
Yeah.
is answer more than asked. Just answer what they ask you.
Yeah, no need to share too much, right?
And that's another thing that might be helpful when you're on your visa appointment interview. Always try to show your links to your country. Always try to show that you're aware that you're coming here for an education, and that you're also aware that at the end of it, you might go back. And that is probably another helpful tip to whenever you're having your visa interview. Just show the links to your country and show that you know that you're coming here for an education, like Haley was saying, because that is something that the embassies will look for, and they try to move away people that are trying to stay here after the visas are done.
So I hope we answered most of your questions. I know you're going to have more questions, and that's why we have more pre-arrivals. So again, other than that third general information, there's not 2 on one day. I need to correct that one. We will have 3 general arrival or general information Q&As that will go over a ton of more detail. And then we kind of have these breakout sessions to make sure we do kind of dive into some of those areas that people generally have extra questions about. And we really want to make sure we've had students with issues with housing and understanding their health insurance. So we just want to make sure you guys fully understand and have a really good start to your time here at ASU. So that's the goal for these things. You can always reach out to us again if you have any questions, follow-up questions. But I would suggest just coming to our pre-arrival sessions to see if we might just already have those answered for you. But we really appreciate you guys joining today. You've already starting off better than those who have not joined. So I hope this helps. We will send out the recording. We will send out the PowerPoint slides. I'm not going to do it today because I want to make sure we make these updates. So please give me until next Monday. And then we'll be sending out this information as soon as I can possibly with the recording as well. If you do have any restrictions to the links that I provide, simply email me back and I can give you a downloaded version. For most of this, I will be giving you links, internet links. But again, if there's any firewall issues, simply just email me back. I have no problem sending you a specific email with everything downloaded. But it will just take longer if I do that for everyone. So links are easier at the beginning. Thank you all so much. Thank you again to my team for waking up for 6 a.m. to making it more convenient for our students coming here. We are very excited to meet you. So I think all of us here will be at your arrivals. So make sure to say hi.
Thank you. We will definitely looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, someone said they did not receive an email. Can you please send me your email? You can send it in the chat and or I think you can send it in the chat if you send it directly to me. I'll just actually, I'm going to email you my email. So please just follow up to make sure that we do get your email on this.
I had just one thing to add. I know sometimes, like just make sure you use your ASU email for everything on ASU. Sometimes I know people forward it or like somehow it gets automatically forwarded. Make sure you unforward it and just use the ASU email by itself because it causes some communication issues from both sides. So it's better always to use ASU email.
Yeah, and if your account isn't set up yet, that's okay. We are very early with these pre-arrivals. I think it might take a minute, but you do want to check through your My ASU portal. But once you do start using your My ASU and you have access, as Badrun said, please use that because some of the most important emails from ISSC cannot be forwarded because of protection.
And a quick kind of correction, I guess. The general information session Q&A on the third one, that one is December 16th, not December 9th. That one is December 16th, 6 to 7 a.m. Arizona time.
Thank you. And we will make sure the PowerPoint slide is updated. Really appreciate that. Okay. And yes, we will send out this recording and we thank you all for joining. So have a wonderful rest of your day, whether it is morning or night. And have a wonderful day, everyone.